The question here is, how does the concept of Rasa Lila illuminate the nature of divine love in Gaudiya Vaishnavism or any sect of Vaishnavism? Although seemingly the act of Rasa Lila looks or thought by general public to be not that legitimate. So how does this concept of Rasa Lila illuminate the nature of divine love? Rasa Lila, the divine dance of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, with gopis, or these cowherd maidens of Vrindavan, is one of the most celebrated and profound narrative, not only in Gaudiya Vaishnavism but any school of Vedanta philosophy. Whether it's Dvaitavad, Advaitavad, Achintya Vedabhed, or Vishishtadvaita, Kevaladvaita, whatever the narrative or whatever the school of Vedanta philosophy is being followed, this divine dancer, the Rasa Lila of Vrindavan, is the most celebrated and the profound narrative. And especially for Gaudiya Vaishnavism, this is the topmost. This sacred event, as described in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and holds a central place in the theological and devotional life of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, this Rasa Lila actually exemplifies the highest expression of divine love towards the supreme beauty, illustrating the concept of Parakiya, or the Paramore love, which is considered the most intense and pure form of love, transcending all the material restriction and boundaries and all the material understandings. So, Rasa Lila is not merely a dance of some small boys and girls, cowherd boys and girls, or a single cowherd boy on the side and so many cowherd girls in next side, but it is profound spiritual event symbolizing the soul's ultimate union with the divine, or that ultimate relationship between the independent individual soul, the Jivatma, with that Paramatma, or the Supreme Personality, Bhagavan Sri Krishna. This dance occurs on the full moon night of Sharad Purnima, when Bhagavan Sri Krishna calls the gopis to the forest of Vrindavan with sound of his flute. The gopis, abandoning all the social conventions and household duties, rush to Krishna, symbolize the soul's intense, or the devotee's intense longing and ultimate surrender to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 10th Canto 29 chapter 1st slok describes, Shukadev says that Bhagavan apitaratrihi saradot fulla mallikaha vicharantu manaschakri yogamayam upasritaha. Shukadev, he says that Bhagavan Sri Krishna, seeing the moonlight autumn night, the beautiful night of autumn and the full moon, he delightedly scented by these blossoming jasmine flowers, turned his mind towards enjoying the company of gopis, which actually he had given the boon to this all the gopis, that one day he will enjoy with all the gopis. So he began to play his flute, and that sweetness of the flute was only, that mellow of the flute was only actually heard and tasted and were drowned in the mellow of that flute. Only those gopis who actually had completely surrendered to Bhagavan Sri Krishna heard this, and they followed that sound and came to Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, the love depicted in Rasa Lila is from Parakiya. This Parakiya, which refers to Paramore love, is unlike to the this conjugal love, or the Swakiya ras, which is bound by social this norms and material ties. Parakiya ras is free from any worldly obligations, representing the most unalloyed and selfless form of devotion. So this love, based solely on the ecstatic exchange between the devotees, or those gopis, and the absolute beauty, or Bhagavan Sri Krishna. The gopis' love for Krishna is characterized by complete self-surrender, or the Atma Nivedam. They know nothing else than Bhagavan Sri Krishna, and overwhelming desire to please him. They are not doing that for the pleasure of themselves, but they want to please him, please Bhagavan Sri Krishna, disregarding all the social these conventions and personal comforts. This transcendental love is beautifully encapsulated in the Gopi's own word in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto 29th chapter. Ya dohane avhane mathanopalena. It says that Prengham Khanar Vikirina Bhojanadhya Sarvanga Sangha Sukhanti Bhajanti Nadhyata Yamunam Pulinam Agatam Arya Putrim, where it says that the Gopi they saying to they explaining that, oh beloved, your birth in the land of Braja had made it exceedingly this glorious. And thus Indra, the goddess, and thus this says the goddess of fortune residing here perpetually. It is not only for your sake that we, your devoted servant, maintain our lives. We have been searching for you every year, so let us have your darshan now. They praying to Krishna to have his darshan when he hide himself from the sight of this gopi. So this Rasa Lila is a symbolic representation of the highest form of devotional love also. It is a pastime of Krishna, as Krishna is enjoying the company of gopis, and he actually giving himself in the for the enjoyment of gopis. They see both way that love is being flowing, that Sri Krishna he completely giving himself for the enjoyment or the pleasure of gopis, and gopis they completely surrendering themselves for the enjoyment of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So this actually shows that how living entities seeks a direct, intimate and personal relationship with Bhagavan Sri Krishna beyond all the ritualistic and institutional confines. The dance itself symbolizes the dynamic and ecstatic relationship between the divine and the devotees. So is Gopi through appearing to dance individually with Krishna, not that Krishna was on one side and all the gopis on next side and they're dancing, but all the gopis they were dancing individually with Bhagavan Sri Krishna. All the gopis were personally getting that association and getting that chance to dance in person with Bhagavan Sri Krishna. This experience is this presence fully illustrating that personal nature of divine love. That how personal. Krishna is not impersonal. Krishna is very personal to each and every one of his devotees, and he manifests himself in enjoying with each and every devotees, and the number of devotees or the number of surrendered jivatma are there to with Sri Krishna. Same number of rasa he manifests according to the rasa that jiva is carrying in his heart. The philosophical understanding of Rasa Lila are deeply rooted in the concept of Achinta Bheda actually, or this inconceivable simultaneous oneness and difference. While gopis are individual soul, their love for Krishna dissolves their separate identities in one sense, merging them into the ecstatic union with the divine, yet maintaining their distinct personality with each and every one. So this the Rasa Lila section of Srimad Bhagavatam is replete with verse that highlights the divine nature of dance. One such verse we can see in Srimad Bhagavatam saying that Anugrahaya Bhaktanam Manusham Diyam Astitam Bhaste Tadrushi Kridaya Srutva Tatparo Bhavet, saying when Bhagavan Sri Krishna, for the purpose of bestowing his mercy upon his devotees, manifest like a human-like form, and he enacts such pastimes as will attract those who hear about them to become dedicated to him. So this verse actually elucidates the purpose of Bhagavan Sri Krishna's pastimes, including such a highly elevated Rasa Lila, which is to bestow his mercy upon his devotees and draw them closer to him in the loving devotional service, or the loving devotion action of service actions between his devotees and Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. So this ecstatic nature of divine love is so wonderful that this Rasa Lila illustrates the concept of Madhurya Ras, or the sweetness of divine love. in its zenith. It is not a mundane romantic lesson, but a profound spiritual union and transcends all worldly dimensions. This dance in cosmic event where the divine love of gopis and Sri Krishna transcends time and space, reflecting the ultimate goal of Gaudiya Vaishnavism to attain the pure love or the prema of that Sri Radha Govinda Deva, Sri Radha Gopinath. In conclusion, we can say, or we can conclude saying that Rasa Lila in Gaudiya Vaishnavism is theological and devotional treasure that illuminates the nature of divine love through the lens of Parakiya and the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam. It presents the soul's journey towards an intimate, loving relationship with Bhagavan Sri Krishna, free from all the material contamination and constraints. This divine dance actually encapsulates the essence of bhakti, offering glimpse into the eternal blissful exchange between the Supreme Lord and his beloved devotees. Hare Krishna.